And welcome back. So we join Harold Lang in the first car of this train to Augur Peak. We're searching for an alcoholic drink for him. That seems to be the only thing on his mind. In the last episode, Don, the train inspector, told us that a young lady was moving around in this room 1C. At least we believe it's this room. And so that seems to be the next place that we should investigate. I had mentioned this last episode, but in uploading that YouTube video, I really have come to believe that this train, which resembles a coffin, is directly linked to the name of the second chapter of the trilogy, Sepulchre, which means burial instrument. That coupled with the sort of surprising incident at the end of chapter 1, or the middle of chapter 1, where Alex had a hard time breathing and seemed to be stalked by Grub, or someone that resembled Grub, might lead one to believe that this is not simply a train. This might be more metaphoric. This might be the last movements of life, let's just put it that way, for both of our characters who find themselves on the train. Anyway, enough of me waxing poetic. It's just something that I'm thinking about. Uh, the symbolism isn't that subtle in this game, but it's very well done, and that along with the color palette, the dialogue, and the imagery, and just the symbolism itself, makes this very delightful for me to play. So let's just go and continue our journey.
Well, this was the right room. Hello?
Seems to be some origami on the
A
table.
pile of paper dogs. They're not very well made.
Should we try and take them?
As a child, I used to make origami like this. Where's the girl that ticket collector claims to have seen? I'm sure she won't miss just one. Could she be... Nothing. But that sounded awfully like a door unlocking in the next carriage. Is Floyd ready for business?
Like I said, Harold seems to have alcohol on his mind.
I think I'll call him Sam.
Interesting. Wasn't Sam the name of her plastic dog?
It's nothing interesting.
And there are two more huge bags. I'm sure he's going to tell us that he doesn't want to
More large bags.
open them up for privacy reasons.
Something doesn't feel right about this. They're all the same. Why would everyone have the same luggage? I want to have a look inside, but these are somebody's bags.
Harold is noticing some weird discrepancies with this train as well.
It's nothing.
But he didn't seem to have any bags in his room. We can go back and check if it's not locked.
Something I want to...
And if you are listening closely, there seems to be music, piano music being played down the hall. I just want to try and check something here. No, we only seem to have that satchel. Better safe than sorry. Let's make our way through this cabin and head towards the bar, because that is what Harold wants us to do. And right now there doesn't seem to be anything better. And we haven't seen Floyd yet, so maybe he'll give us some more information about the train Gloria. All the windows seem to be
Shuttered
blocked
and
out.
sealed, just like in my room. Food's getting cold. I haven't heard any sort of dinner bell. Are we supposed to just know when it's dinner time? Are any of these places for me?
Unfortunately, Harold, they're probably all for you. You and Alex.
Food's getting cold.
looks like a nice westernly gentleman from the 19th century. Everything seems very old-timey here. Let's talk
He
to
doesn't
Floyd.
look too happy. I wouldn't either if none of my dinner guests had shown up. Kind of a creepy fellow. And coming from someone who works in a museum, that's saying a lot.
Alright, Floyd.
Good evening. Floyd, is it?
Ah, Mr. Lang, how nice of you to join us.
It's Dr. Lang, actually. But who needs formalities in a place like this?
Quite. I suppose you're here on business?
Business? Yeah.
Memory
a drink,
problems
Mr.
again.
Lang, that is what you're after, is it not?
Perhaps a bite to eat first?
Unfortunately, all our meals are reserved. By all means, have a drink, though. Pull up a stool.
I'd better not stay. Your ticket collector, Don, I think it was, has tasked me with procuring him a glass of whiskey.
Ah, yes, he did leave his hip flask here, thinking about it. It's right there on the bar. This one's on the house, Mr. Lang.
Floyd reminds me of the bartender from The Shining, in that he's really interested in getting our protagonist here to come and indulge.
Nicely stocked. Just the way I like it. They've got a pretty good range, considering this is a train.
Can we take something from the bar?
Nicely stocked.
No. Alright, let's look at the flask.
Handy hip flask. The initials KD are etched into the side.
Well, I'm not sure what that is.
Huh. It's empty.
Well, let's give it to Floyd.
Flask's empty, Floyd. Better give me a shot of whiskey.
No more freebies, I'm afraid, Mr. Lang. That'll be £5.
Oh.
£5? You're burying me alive here.
Oh. Burying him alive here. That makes sense. Unless we're probably...
Here
Unless
you
we're
go,
not
my good
alive.
man. Better hit me with another.
Excess is the path to ruin, Mr. Lang. We wouldn't want you to go before your time, would we?
I think I can manage just one more drink.
That's what they all say, isn't it, Mr. Lang? Just one more for the road? I can handle it. Never had difficulty driving
Oh,
before.
getting
What
testy,
about your
Floyd.
liver, Mr. Lang? Can that handle just one more drink?
God damn, Floyd, you always were a preachy son of a bitch, weren't you?
I think you're quite mistaken, Mr. Lang. We've never met, you and I. I just don't want you to do yourself an injury.
I can handle one more goddamn drink, you stupid bitch. Just stay out of my way and I'll stay out of yours.
That's right, Mr. Lang. Let it all out. There's a good little puppy.
What the hell? What did... Shit.
Wow.
I need to go, Floyd. It's been a pleasure, as always.
Aren't you forgetting your promise, Mr. Lang? Whiskey. For Dawn.
What an incredible little exchange.
Once
As
more unto the breach, dear friends.
I'm afraid you can't just take it, Mr. Lang, no matter how much you wish to.
How much?
It's not cheap, I'm afraid. £40 should do it.
I don't have that much money on me.
I'm sure you'll find a way, Mr. Lang. You always do.
well, a number of things. One, my suspicions were correct that Harold was an alcoholic. Two, obviously between both dialogues, between both people, they seem to have hints of knowing each other before. Floyd might be the name of Harold's bartender back at home. First we'll try this.
Not really something I want to try.
Okay, and then we'll just try and give him the credit card for $40.
Okay, here goes. Goodbye.
Well, with
bank
£40,
balance.
what is
If
your
you
bank
just enter
balance?
your PIN.
Now, what was my pin? I remember setting a number I can identify easily. No good with memorizing numbers.
Ooh. Let's see. Okay, well, I don't remember this.
It's nothing interesting.
Let's see if we can get back out of here before we figure out the PIN number.
Dr. Harold Lang, Krennic-on-Thames Museum, badge ID CCPN 1318.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and think that it's 1318, and interestingly, I have a pretty good memory. That, I believe, was the number of...
Once more onto the bridge.
Oops.
I'm afraid.
Of
It's not.
Alex's
I can
password
assure you.
to her computer. So, if I'm right,
Okay,
go back and
here
check. I think I
goes.
am.
Goodbye, bank balance.
1318
If you just enter your PIN.
seems to be a special number in the game, or a symbolic number. Or it could just be a motif.
All done.
Thank you, Floyd.
No, thank you, Mr. Lang.
Well, now let's see if we can do this. That whole bottle for $40 fit in the flask. Now I understand why Harold was getting testy. Let's bring this back to Don.
What the hell is happening to me? Oh, my head. I can't think.
Oh, Mr. Lang, that pale man you met. I think he just wants a best friend. Perhaps you're not quite what he's looking for? You are, after all, blind drunk.
Wow. Floyd, you continue to seem to insult me, but that's okay. Let's see what Grubb wants.
You're lonely. Is that it? I think Floyd was right. He doesn't seem to be warming to me, though. He doesn't look... I think Floyd was...
Okay. Maybe we have to sober up before we talk to Grubb. Let's get back and give this whiskey flask to Don.
I don't think I should go back in there just yet. A solemn...
Okay, nothing's changed. Maybe I've drank up the courage to look into these black bags.
This isn't mine. I can't... A beautiful...
Okay. If I give the paper dog to Grubb, he probably will warm up to me.
Worth a try, I suppose?
Yes.
Hey, sir. This isn't quite man's best friend, but... That seems to have done the trick. I think he wants me to open it.
I'm a little apprehensive as to what's in this box. But, once more into the breach, my
There's an
friend.
engraving here. He whose blood the earth's dark thirst doth quench ascends unto the heavens from her womb. Interesting.
We in purgatory?
A beautiful teardrop-shaped ruby. I'm no gemologist, but I'd wager it's real. It's firmly attached, but hey, I think I can move it.
And I'm sure that...
Locked.
Okay.
Ah, it's open. Oh! The box is filled with earth and worms. They're everywhere. Why would he lock something like this away?
The symbolism is pretty overwhelming here. That is probably another nod to this being a coffin. Shall we talk to
He's
Grubb
playing
now?
with the dog. Best leave him. This...
Okay. Perhaps now we can go talk to Don. See if we can gather up any more information as to what is going on Gloria or this train. Music has stopped, but Don is still here. Oop. I guess we have to wake him up with a stiff drink.
Oh, boy, you really came through for an old man.
Talk about dramatizing it. You can't be any older than 35.
I don't know
Glad
about
to
that,
make the
Harold.
night pass by just that little bit easier. That reminds me, I never did find that girl in this carriage.
Girl? What are you talking about? There's no girl on this train.
But you said...
No. It's not nice to go messing with old Don's head just 'cause he's had a sniff of whiskey. But, you know, I'll let you learn. You've got spirit.
Well, thanks. But that girl, you honestly told me you saw her.
I reckon I didn't. And you know what? It's the craziest damn thing. You're just about the only soul I've seen on this train tonight. It's not normally like that. Even Floyd's usually around. Must be his night off.
Floyd is around. I got the whiskey from him, remember? And what about the sick passenger in the next car?
Not seen anyone around, son. You know what I need on a night like this? A good book. Can't beat a good novel and a drink.
A good book, eh?
Well, I believe that is a indication that we should give him
Have you ever read the works of Louis Cassel?
the
Can't say
book.
I've heard of him.
He's a horror writer. In fact, he lives on Augur Peak Island.
Augur Peak Island? Never heard of it.
Isn't that where we're going? Well, I have one of his novels somewhere.
Now that will be just the ticket. Get it?
What an interesting conversation between us and Don. He doesn't remember anything, doesn't remember telling us about the girl or us telling him about Grub, and apparently we're not going towards Augur Peak Island.
Hope Don likes it as much as I did.
And let's go give him this very special book that seems to be changing hands rapidly. First, let's take that key.
Well, why not? The key to 2A. Maybe I'll find this mysterious girl.
And thankfully
No. He might want it when he wakes up.
the key had the door number on it. And let's wake him up with a book, because nothing wakes me up more than reading a good book.
Huh. Guess he won't be wanting the novel after all. Best leave him be.
Well, I'm glad we came to that conclusion together, Harold. Let's keep moving. Okay, and now we have the room key. And photographs.
The lamp casts a pale, cold glow over the photographs. The flame is perfectly still.
Interesting. Guess let's look at the photographs.
More photos of that girl from the picture in the corridor. She's sitting in different seats around a house. What is it about these pictures? My...
Oh. They're death photographs. I skipped a piece of dialogue there. Let's see if...
My God!
Okay,
They're Victorian death pictures!
okay. So at least we didn't miss too much.
Another large bag. This is starting to get very, very unpleasant.
At least Harold is aware of what's going on.
Shuttered and sealed. Just like in my room.
Or at least is becoming aware. Alex did not notice the ghost in her bedroom.
I want to have a look inside, but this is somebody's bag.
Okay. Now we have the Victorian death pictures. Should we try and combine them with the painting? Or with the large photograph?
A solemn looking...
Let's see. Nope, that didn't work.
Not really something I want to try.
Is Grub still around? No, he doesn't seem to be. Can we go back to Floyd? No. We either have to go back and talk to Don, or we probably have to go back to our room. Or, actually, let's check the room that the girl was seen in. Nothing. Nothing. And I guess we have to... Oh, Don is gone. Let's examine the huge bag first.
This wasn't here before. It's slightly unzipped. I can see the whiskey flask sticking out. Oh god.
Oh, don't tell me Don is inside the bag.
I don't want to. I don't want to see. Oh god, get me out of this place. What have I done?
Oh no, have we, Has Harold killed somebody? Has Harold killed Alex? He had a drinking problem. And Floyd had said... Hold on, let me examine this one more time. That I might drive poorly. Now if you notice, this seems to be a necktie. Could this be Alex? It's hard to tell with the pixel graphics. Or perhaps he got into a car accident. There seems to be something shattered on the floor.
Rotten. It's all rotten. This looks years old. How is this even possible? I think I'm gonna be sick.
I have nothing to say right now. The bars, all the glasses behind the bars are broken.
Destroyed. All destroyed. I can't even smell the booze. It's like this happened years ago. What the hell could have done this? There's a bag. Oh god, it's slumped against the door. Floyd? Don? My god.
It's clear that Harold has some baggage. I think that's what we're
There's
getting
a
at
bag.
here. And I think that baggage might be hiding the... I don't know. I don't want to jump to conclusions. But he keeps saying, what have I done? I think it's time to check out that control panel. This might be a bit of a longer video, but I think it's worth it to keep pushing forward. One last chance at 1C? Okay, let's toggle that control panel. I'm getting a little anxious, or I'm anticipating the build-up here. It's quite
It's
well
locked.
done. Let's at least
A
examine it.
control panel of some sort. It's locked. I don't know what it does.
Well, did that not do it? Well, in that case, I think I'm going to take a break here, and you'll have to see what happens next time when you join me as we continue in Chapter 2, Sepulchre of the Charnel House Trilogy.